Hey, what's up, guys? Rob here with Aloha Android. How you guys doing? So I'm trying to do this as fast as possible, but I know this video is going to be pretty lengthy. So the only thing I ask is if you do have the time right now to please stay through the entire video, because I do have an important message for you guys at the end of this video. So we've had a pretty hectic year, 2014. I know it's not the end of the year yet, but it is the end of the excitement for the newest version of Android and for the newest Nexus device to join the family. And it's pretty funny when you kind of think back of the Nexus 6 and how everything worked out. Let's kind of like take a quick stroll through it. So you had the renders, the image renders or whatever of the Nexus 6. And this wasn't just only for Nexus 6. I mean, they had a bunch of like image renders from like different devices that people were trying to guess what was coming out. But a lot of people were interested in the Nexus 6. And then rumor went that it wasn't going to be called the 6. It was going to be called the Nexus X. And then everyone was like, oh, okay, Roman numeral number 10. And then it went back to being called the Nexus 6. And then they finally unveiled it for everybody to see what it was going to look like. And the natural response was more of like, ew. Everyone just didn't like it. Mad comments just posted everywhere about the Nexus 6 being bad, ugly, too big. Well, yeah. Too big, and way too big. That was the main thing. And I've talked about this before, but I just kind of want to relive it. So then the time comes to pre-order the device, and everybody goes bananas. So for it being too big, obviously people were kind of like backing down on their stance, and they're like, well, I'll give it a shot. Let's try it. Let's see. What's the worst that can happen? So now everyone is like clicking the refresh button, and I swear the day that they opened up the pre-orders for the Nexus 6, the refresh button was the most used key that day. Of anything, of any computer keyboard, of any icon on a laptop or desktop computer, MacBook Pro, anything out there, the refresh button was the most used. And it was over billions of clicks if you were to actually count how many times people clicked that refresh button just to see that if there was one, ready, because I mean those things just went in seconds, minutes. If you were lucky, minutes, but mostly in seconds. And everyone was getting, the different ones, like the blue one, or they chose the white one. People had to, their various reasons why they chose the blue one, or why they chose, the one with the white backing. And but people got it. It was big, and the most popular device to compare it to was the Note 4 and the iPhone 6 Plus, and all that stuff, comparisons or whatever. And so yeah, it seemed like it was going to be okay. Like the line was already drawn in the sand, and you had supporters on this side and people who did not support it on the other side, and they would go back and forth, because that's what we geeks love to do, is to debate on certain technology. And so from there, it was actually going pretty cool. And then you just had this feeling that the Nexus 6 was more to be of, the carriers started to have more involvement in the Nexus than what they used to be. Because when people used to buy Nexus devices, it was more of like to get away from the 2-year contract and to have their own device bought out downright. They owned it, and all they did was choose the carrier they wanted to be on and have a month-to-month subscription. And you can still do that with the Nexus 6, but it just seems like that they were pushing a lot for carriers to actually distribute the device rather than you getting it from the Google Play Store or from Motorola's website. So that kind of backfired in a way, because AT&T happens to have the worst luck ever, and that's just because they kind of went too far. When they unveiled it that the Nexus 6 actually was the same device all across the board, so it could be on Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, and T-Mobile. There was not like a specific one for a specific carrier. They were all the same. It just mattered about which like your IMEI told them exactly which this device was going to go towards, because that's how they actually separated it across the 4 carriers, was by the IMEI, also known as the MEID. And yeah, so AT&T had the worst luck, as I was saying, because they tried to go a little further than usual. They wanted to put their logo on the Nexus 6. They wanted to actually inject the Nexus with their products and services, which wound up to backfire on them because AT&T customers were pissed off, like, I don't want that crap on my phone. And then T-Mobile, the Magenta, had to capitalize on it and be like, we're not like AT&T. You're just going to get your Nexus 6. We're not going to slap a T-Mobile sign on it and put any of our apps on there. It's all going to be raw dog for you to use. And because we're not AT&T. And so, like, yeah, they just opened up a whole new campaign for T-Mobile to attack AT&T. And, yeah, people were just going bananas. Also, with the pre-orders from AT&T, that kind of had to suck. You know, a lot of them saying that, you know, they booted up with 4.4.4. They didn't even have Android Lollipop on them yet, and they didn't actually boot up. It went into this sub-menu screen, and it wouldn't boot up at all, so people were pissed, and AT&T was like doing recalls on the pre-order devices that were sent out. So yeah, you had your ups and downs, and yeah, so it's kind of funny. The Nexus 6 has to be one of the most funniest stories ever told of all the things that's going through, and it's not even done. The pages are still turning for this device. It hasn't had its end yet, where everyone's calmed down, the dust is settled, and everyone just either has one in their hand or doesn't have one. Also, Android 5.0 Lollipop having some issues. One of the biggest things that I noticed from people that are screenshotting all over Google Plus is the fact that their RAM usage is ate up. Like, you get what? It is 2 or 3. I think it has 3 gigs of RAM. Either way, when you look, the system itself is already using like 1.1 gigs, and then the apps are using up the remaining, so you basically have like 1 gig left over, which is causing the phone to be sluggish and killing battery life and all this stuff. And it's just like, oh, you know, like Lollipop just looks so good, and looks can be deceiving. It may not be that optimized that Google thought it, you know, it was. Who knows? But the greatest things, and people freak over this, and it's like, you have nothing to freak out about. Yes, it may not be running the way that you expect it to, but they can always fix it. So have a Coke and a smile and relax. At least you got 5.0 Lollipop. So a couple of the deals that's going on right now were just, you know, quick things that I just read about 5 minutes ago. Well, no, 7 minutes ago. So about like 10 minutes ago then. So there's like a 7-minute video. If you get a Nexus 6 with Sprint between November 28th and December 1st, you get a $50 Google Play credit added to your Google account. So if you're planning on getting the Nexus 6 for Sprint this weekend, yeah, definitely now's the time. I don't think the device is going to be any cheaper for Black Friday or, you know, Cyber Thanksgiving. I just call it Cyber Turkey sales. I don't think they're going to make it cheaper. That's why they're giving you the $50 credit on the Google Play Store. So who knows? Go figure. AT&T customers, if you still have a Galaxy S2 Skyrocket, you're going to notice an update for your device. But don't jump up and down if you haven't gotten that notification of system update, because it is not KitKat. The update is 12.7 megabytes, and it's just enhancements to 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. But hey, enhancements, I'll take that any day of the week. If it like patches something that was broken for a long time. I think it was like, what, like almost 19 months ago the last time I had an update? I think so, something like that. Yeah. Anyways, alright, so let me just close this video out with like the important part. And the important part of this entire vlog is for me to say thank you. I really need to thank all of you for making this channel what it is. For you guys taking the time out of your day to watch my video. And, you know, it sounds cheesy the way I'm saying it, but I do mean it. I'm very sincere about this. I do mean this. Like, you guys are a part of my life. You guys help me to get away from the stress that I have from time to time, and just, you know, just to sit here and blog with you guys, tell you guys things about mobile technology, which is like my main interest as a side hobby thing. You know, it's always great. You know, I'm a full-time dad, and I'll tell you right now, being a parent and having, you know, responsibilities of bills and things like that, and being responsible for lives underneath you that you gotta take care of, that you gotta guide to grow up to be able for them to take care of themselves, is a really tough job. It is. So for most of you guys who aren't parents yet, don't rush to be. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Do as much as you can before you're ready to settle down and have kids. If you already have kids, then oh well, you guys know where I'm coming from. And yeah, so you know, you guys met my daughters. I've had them on certain videos on this channel, just for for like a brief cameo, just to introduce. And yeah, my daughters are lovely. They're beautiful. I love them to death. But they can, they do have their dark sides. And their dark sides do wear me out sometimes. And sometimes, mentally, I just feel like I want to break. And so I get to do stuff like this with you guys. Sit here and talk about mobile tech, which is something fun. And I instantly start to feel better, feel more relaxed and ready to take on the next day's challenges of whatever it may be. And I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for this. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. Even some of you guys who, because not all my videos are great. I know there's videos that suck. Maybe they're not all that good. But you guys still, watch it. You guys still give me feedback on them, and that's what counts. Like, I don't take anything personally. I take every comment, whether good or bad, with the intent to make my channel better. And really, that's all what this channel is all about, is just for me to have fun and for you guys to get some good insight on things and to have fun with me. Yeah, so I just want to tell you guys, thank you. Thank you for making what this channel is. And although I don't have 1 million subscribers, that doesn't matter to me. Having 600-700 of you guys is, to me, is the same as having 1 million. And even if I just had 1 subscriber, yeah, it means a lot because I have 1 person. Now, I was asked an interesting question because I guess there's other tech bloggers who do this. They do it for a couple of years and then they quit. Now, I was asked the same thing, like, will I be around in the future? And I can't promise nobody I will be around in the future. And I'm going to continue to make videos as I'm going along with this, but I will not promise you guys that I'll be doing this forever. It'd be shocking if I do this for the next 20 years. That's if YouTube is relevant in 20 years from now. But while it lasts, while you guys are interested still, and while I can still do this, I'm going to have all the fun that I can doing it. And yeah, this is fun for me. So again, I want to give a happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. So I know you guys have a big day tomorrow, as I do. And yeah, man, let's all grub. Just grub and have good times, because that's all we have in life, is the times that we spend together. So spend it well, all my friends out there, because you guys are my friends. And I'll see you guys with another vlog next week, because I'm gonna have to recover from being a fat ass. So this is Rob from Aloha Android. Thank you guys for watching this vlog. You guys are great. Love you guys.